Hi everybody and welcome back. So today we're going to be looking at the Wotofo Profile M RTA in collaboration with Mr.JustRight1. This is like a little shorty, like literally a shorty compared to the ones that they had prior, like the Profile RTA and then of course the Profile RDTA. This one actually holds a maximum of 4 mils of e-liquid with the bubble glass, 3.1 mils of e-liquid with the straight glass that it comes with. And this, they are saying, is pretty much leak proof because they did change it to top airflow. So it looks like it's just Cyclops airflow, but I'm going to show you down below that it's actually honeycomb airflow. Now this is a 24.5 to 25 millimeter RTA. So if you're used to any of the profile type of either RDAs, RTAs, or RDTAs, then you're going to be familiar with the build deck because it's virtually the same. It does come with 3 coils. They even give you 3 different strips of cotton as well to go with them, and a couple extra goodies in the bag as well. Let's go ahead and go down. I'm going to show you everything about it. Then we're going to put it together. Then we're going to come back up, pros and cons. So let's go look at the Profile M RTA by Wotofo and Mr.JustRight1. Okay, so here we are with the Profile M from Wotofo and Mr.JustRight1. This is the box that it comes in. I do have mine in gold. And then on this side, it's going to give you all the kit contents. On this side, it's going to give you scratch off authenticity. Inside the box, you're going to get a frosted bubble glass. You're going to get your RTA. You're going to get a user manual, which is right there. You're also going to get, you're going to have 3 different types of strips, mesh strips. You're going to have your classic, your next mesh, and your next mesh Clapton S type of strips, and this is what they look like. So you've got that new mesh Clapton, and then you've got the other 2. You're going to get a spare drip tip. This drip tip actually matches whatever bubble glass you get with yours, as well as some extra screws and O-rings. You're also going to get some cotton so that you already have it ready to go. And then of course you're going to get the standard tools, which is the coil rounding and as well as your Phillips head. Here's the star of the show. This is the Profile M from Wotofo and Mr.JustRight1. This is what it looks like. It is a 25 millimeter in diameter, or 24.5, basically 25. It does say Profile M Wotofo, and then of course it's got a protruding 510. On the top, you've got an 810 drip tip, and it is one of those shorty drip tips, but you can change it out to the extra one that they gave you if you want it just a little bit taller. This does have top fill, which it is a slide top fill, and then you've got the membrane here so that you can go ahead and fill up right there. And then all you need to do is just close it like this. It does have top airflow, so they're saying that it's pretty much virtually leak proof because you do have top airflow opposed to the bottom airflow. Going into the RTA, to open it up, what you want to do is just unscrew the base like this. Once you unscrew it, it comes out like that. Now, if you notice right here, this has actually got honeycomb airflow that's going to be directly hitting the mesh coil. So you've got all these honeycomb airflow holes right there, plus you've got the rounded chimney. Now right here and right here, you actually got some notches. Those are actually going to lock into the base. And the base lock is going to be right here. So they're going to fit right into there. And that way it'll lock it into place so that the airflow is hitting it directly on rather than spinning within it. Now this is the same type of deck as the Profile RDAs, the Profile RTAs, and things like that. You've got your ceramic plate right there to push up your cotton. You're going to have nice deep wicking channels, like really big and deep wicking channels right there. And then of course you're going to have the Phillips head screws right there to loosen it up so that you can put your coils in. Very similar to the other RTAs and RDAs that are from the Profile family. Now this, with the straight glass, which all of them are made, it's not really glass. With the straight glass, it's going to hold 3.1 mils of e-liquid, but with the bubble glass, it'll hold 4. So we are going to go ahead and switch that out. And I'm going to go ahead and put that out right there like that. This chimney section does stay stationary. And then all you need to do is just go ahead and put this on. Again, all of them are made of PCTG. And this is actually more of a frosted look, which I really like with it. And you can just change out the drip tip. Now, these low profile drip tips are really hard to get off, but you can go ahead and change it out and make it matchy just like this, because both of them are 810, but this one is a little bit taller, which is one that I prefer. I prefer it to be a little bit taller. So that's what it's going to look like. So let's go ahead and start building on this. And then all you need to do is just unscrew these. Once you unscrew them, then they will go ahead and open up like this. You don't want to unscrew it too much because then it'll totally come off. Just a little bit like that, and then opens up like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Clapton mesh. So what you want to do is you want to get your coil rounding tool out, and you're going to use the thicker end right here, and you're just going to put your coil over it, hold it with both your fingers, and just turn it back and forth until it rounds it out. And when you're done, that's what it's going to look like. I personally like to grab it with my tweezers and just set it right in there like that. Put one in there and one in there, just like that. Okay, and then you just want to lightly hold it down. Don't put too much pressure. Go ahead and screw one side, and then you're going to screw the other side in. There we go. Screw the second side in right there. Make sure they're in tight. And then that is what it looks like. All done. Now, if for whatever reason you did misshape it, what you want to do is just go ahead and get the other end of your tool, and you can round it off like this. But those are fit in perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and preheat it. So I'm just going to lightly heat that up. Okay, just like that. And it's heating up really nice. So now all we need to do is get our cotton. And again, they did provide you with some cotton, so you can go ahead and use it. And they did provide you with 3, which I think is great. 3 coils, 3 pieces of cotton. So what I like to do is just go ahead and just kind of fluff out my cotton like this a little bit. Get it nice and rounded. And then what you're going to do is put it in here. But when you do, press the plate down a little bit. And always pull from both ends. Not just from one, but from both. And that way it'll go through nice and smooth. There we go. Get it right about there. And then what I do is just go ahead and cut it ahead of time. I'm going to cut it right to the base right here. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And that's what that looks like. And what I'm going to do is just fluff it up a little bit. Like this. And I know on usually the profiles, they tell you to cut it at this angle here, but I actually cut it to the bottom. I've been doing that since my first profile. I even have some tutorials on that, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut right here. Just down like this. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Flatten it together. Just cut it. There we go. Once that's over, then we have it looking like this. So what I'm going to do is just fluff out the bottoms, the ends like that. And then all you need to do is just fold it under and stick it in like that. Go. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. Just straighten it out a little bit and then fold it under. So we're just getting the bottom leg to it in there, and all the other fluffiness is right there. So when we're done, that's what it looks like. So let's go ahead and get some e-liquid. We want it to go on the coil and the cotton. There we go. Want to make sure that that cotton is nice and saturated underneath that coil. If it's not, that will give you some dry hits. So just keep doing that. If you notice the outside is also getting wet, that's because it's saturating all of the cotton. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that the notches here match where the screws are right there. Push it in. Okay, and then just screw it down. Once that's screwed down, then we're going to go over here, slide back this, go ahead and fill it. Again, with the bubble glass, it does hold 4 mils of e-liquid. Okay, and then all we need to do is just close it down. And that's pretty much it. So that is the Profile M RTA. Let's go ahead and go on top. We'll have a vape and talk more about it. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Profile M RTA, and I'm really excited to show you what this thing can do. So before anything, let's go ahead and have a vape, and then we're going to talk more about it. As usual, smooth and flavorful. So let's go ahead and go over my pros and cons. First pro is going to be the flavor. The flavor on this, the same as all the other atomizers from the Profile family. Very, very flavorful, very nice. It's just, it's a moist vape. Really, really nice. As long as you're putting the cotton in correctly, you're going to be fine, and making sure that it's fully saturated way before you're putting it together. If it's not fully saturated, you do have a chance of having dry hits, and you really don't want that, especially with a mesh RTA. All right, so another pro is going to be the airflow. I'm really liking it. It's smooth. You can hear how smooth it is. That's because the honeycomb airflow that's in the barrel on the inside, really, really nice and smooth, which I love honeycomb airflow, so that's definitely a pro for me. Another thing is the fact that they do give you another option. So you've got the straight, not glass, but the straight section, which is 3.1 mil capacity e-liquid, and then they do give you the bubble, which is my favorite, of course, which holds 4 mils of e-liquid. In addition to that, they do give you a matching drip tip if you choose to use the bubble. You can use it or you don't have to, but the fact that they're giving you 2 different style A10 drip tips, I think is great. Me personally, I'm not into the shorty type of drip tips. I don't like my lips to be fully on the top of the atomizer, so I do like it a little bit bigger. So I do like the frosted one just a little bit better, in my opinion. It's very, very easy to build, just like any of the other Profile atomizers that I've shown you in the past. I personally cut my cotton the way that I cut it because that's the way that I like to cut it, and I feel like it works the best for me, whether it be the RTA, the RDAs, or the RDTAs. That's just my preferred method of cutting the cotton. Any way that you do it, as long as you have enough cotton that's in those juice channels, you're going to be just fine. You just definitely want to make sure that it's really, really thick underneath the mesh. If it's not, it will collapse, and then you're going to get a dry or a mesh hit, which you really, really don't want. Now, for me, again, I like the looks of it. I like the fact that it's shorty. I do wish that it had a little bit more capacity, just for me, like 5-6 mils maybe. But it's probably not going to be able to be done, only because the fact that, you know, they're trying to keep it low profile. I personally just like a little bit more e-liquid capacity than 4 mils. 4 mils I go through like in 20 minutes. It'll be gone. But that's just me and my vaping. Now, the biggest con to this for me, and I'm sure that most of you watching will understand because I've said it 1,000 times. I don't mind slide top fill, but it needs to have a lock. The top fill on this is a slide, but it's like an easy slide. There's nothing holding it together. It's just very, very easy to slide. So if it's in my purse, or if you're putting it in your pocket, you do have a chance of it sliding open. The one good thing about the slide fill that they did provide is that membrane right here. Being that the membrane is there, you're not going to have any e-liquid come out, but the fact that it is sliding open so easy, that is definitely a con to me. There should have been some sort of a locking mechanism on here. Not that it's a bad thing that it's slide fill, not that it's a bad thing that it has the membrane, but just to lock it in place so that you don't have to worry about it sliding open. Other than that, I have not found any cons personally. Other than that, the flavor is amazing. The coils are amazing. The build deck is amazing. I've loved the Profile since the original Profile RDA. I'm a Profile fangirl. But the only thing I can mention is just the slide fill. That's the only real problem that I have to this. That, and then of course I would like a little bit more e-liquid capacity, please. But that's just something that I like. A lot of people that like single coils or things like that do like more of a shorty style RTA, so I understand why they made it. I currently have it at 50.5 watts. It does go up to a total of 65 watts, but 50 watts and 55 watts is pretty much my fave. I'm going to go ahead and take it up to 60 watts. So now it's at 60 watts. Let's have a vape. Juicy, juicy, juicy vape. Now with this, I do find that I can't chain vape it like I do some of my other atomizers, but this one I don't. I'm at 60 watts, and it feels at 50 watts is perfect for chain vaping. 55 watts, perfect for chain vaping. But for me, for this mesh coil, going a little bit higher, it can feel like it's on the verge of giving you a of giving you like a burnt hit, but it doesn't get there, but it feels like it's about to. So my preferred is either 50, 55 watts. I really don't go over that for this coil. I know that it's rated up to 65, but for me, it thrives at 55. It really does. It just thrives. I get no feeling of anything happening. It's still going to give me that same great vape. It's giving me that same great flavor, but I don't feel that 65. If it's 60, I feel the way that I feel. I don't want to push it to 65, but I can chain vape it at 50 or 55. No dry hits, and it doesn't even feel like it's going to get there. It feels just fine. So for me, like my max is 55, but you can take it higher. It is rated up to 65. It's just for me personally, I don't take it that high because I feel like I'm right there on the verge. And I don't want that. I really don't. Another pro that I did forget to mention is just like any of the other profile atomizers before this, you can use a single coil in here. So you can use your own Clapton or Alien or whatever type of coils that you want in it. You can do a single coil build in here, but you do need to make sure that you have enough cotton in those wicking channels because they are deep wicking channels and really, really open. So if you don't, then you can get some flooding. I did test it out with a single coil and it works just fine. Again, as long as you have enough cotton in there, it's not going to leak. So even if you're going like this, it's not going to leak, but it can give you like that gurgling or that flooding. So if you get that, that means that you just need a little bit more cotton. Other than that, I see absolutely nothing about this. They do come in a number of colors. I'm going to go ahead and leave the colors up here for you. I personally love the gold on this Nicotine box. I think they go together. It just really does. It just looks perfect for me, but that's just, you know, I like matchy, but that's me. Other than that, simple to build, simple to use. If you're into mesh or you like mesh, you're going to have no problem with this. I really, really like it. So pretty much it for my review. Let me know down in the comments. Is this something that you're interested in? I know the profile RTA, many people love, and then the RDTA, amazing as well, especially being that you can convert it and things like that. But what are your thoughts on a shorty RTA like this? I haven't seen a short RTA in a very long time. And this one, it's short, it's small, but it gives you a lot. It really does. It vapes just like a bigger RTA. I really, really like it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for my review. Let me know down in the comments, what are your thoughts? And I will see you on my next one.